It's midnight and you're tuning into Nightline with me, Azaria Tagaya. The top stories. Seats of 6 former Bersatu MPs not vacated. And HRD Corp issue, MACC to record statements from 9 individuals. Good morning. The 6 seats held by former Bersatu Members of Parliament MPs who support the unity government need not be vacated. The decision to retain the seats was made by Dewan Rakyat Speaker Tan Sri Johari Abdul in a letter dated Tuesday to Bersatu Chief Whip Datuk Sri Ronald Kiandi. At a media conference on Wednesday, Bersatu President Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin objected the Speaker's decision, saying the party will submit an appeal at Thursday's Dewan Rakyat session.
Sehubungan itu, Bersatu memutuskan untuk mengambil langkah-langkah susulan dengan melantik pakar-pakar perundangan untuk mengambil tindakan sewajarnya.
The 6 MPs are Jali Zahari Kecil, Bukit Gantang, Datuk Syed Hussein Hafiz Syed Abdul Fasal, Kuala Kangsar, Datuk Iskandar Zulkarnain Abdul Khalid, Tanjung Karang, Datuk Dr. Zulkafli Hanapi, Labuan, Datuk Suhaili Abdul Rahman, and Gua Musang, Muhammad Azizi Abu Naim. In Johari's letter, which was shared by the Bersatu leadership, the Speaker said he had scrutinised various aspects of the legislation, including the provision of prohibiting MPs from changing parties. The Speaker said regulations under Bersatu's constitution deny the rights of the 5 MPs, which are enshrined under the Federal Constitution, Parliament's Standing Order and the Houses of Parliament for Privileges and Powers Act 1952. On the status of the Labuan MP, Johari said that as the case is currently in the court, he did not want to disrupt the interests of those involved in the case with his ruling. As such, he decided that the 6 seats should not be vacated under Article 49, subsection A, subsection 1 under the Federal Constitution. Previously, Kelantan Assembly Speaker Datuk Muhammad Amar Nik Abdullah declared vacancy in the Nenggiri seat after getting the notice that the Assemblyman Muhammad Azizi lost his membership in Bersatu. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC has called several witnesses on Wednesday to help the investigation in the case of corruption and abuse of power involving Human Resource Development Corporation HRD Corp. According to sources, the anti-graft body is recording statements from 9 individuals who are related to the issue at the MACC headquarters in Putrajaya. It was understood that no arrests have been made so far. It was learnt that the MACC is examining some documents taken from the HRD Corp offices in Kuala Lumpur and the Human Resources Ministry on Tuesday. Further details have not been disclosed as it would interfere with the investigation. The MACC on Tuesday said that the main focus of the investigation is directed to criminal elements covered under the MACC Act 2009. Previously, the Auditor General's report for the period between 2019 and 2023 found that some actions and decisions of the management of HRD Corp did not comply with the procedures and were deviated from its functions. The Public Accounts Committee PAC also found that HRD Corp used 3.7 billion ringgit from levies for high-risk investments. The Human Resources Ministry, meanwhile, is engaging a third-party auditor for an independent audit of HRD Corp. Its Minister, Stephen Sim Chi Keong, said his ministry is currently in the procurement process to appoint the professional third-party auditor, expected to be completed by July 31st. He said the independent audit will review all processes, procedures, documentation and compliance with laws and any guidelines concerning issues raised in reports by the Auditor General and the PAC. The duration of the independent audit and the time frame for the report is to be determined once the auditor is appointed. Sim added that the independent audit will run concurrently with the investigation by the MACC. In the meantime, Sim has denied allegations of misusing 51.7 million ringgit in Gerak Insan Gemilang training grants, as highlighted by the National Audit Department's report on HRD Corp. The minister said the funds were distributed to 315 training providers and not allocated to a single company.
Saya ingin membetulkan pemahaman ini. Sebenarnya 51.69 juta ini melibatkan 315 buah syarikat penyedia latihan. Satu. Keduanya, 84% daripada 3,726 peserta itu, iaitu lebih kurang 3,132 peserta, mengikuti kursus berulang sebanyak 2 hingga 3 kali sahaja dalam tempoh setahun.
On the investigation into HRD Corp, he stressed that appropriate action would be taken against anyone found guilty regardless of their position. Several MPs also shared their views during the debate session on the audit report. Among them were suggestions to bring the HRD Corp issue to the police for a thorough investigation and to refer the management of HRD Corp to the relevant enforcement agencies. Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has urged national or state research institutions to cooperate with universities and the private sector to explore and develop new fields that the people can benefit from. The Prime Minister said this is because Malaysia is still far behind in the field of research compared to other countries such as Brazil, India, China, Turkey and the United Arab Emirates.
Yang telah diangkat dalam Majlis Sains Negara iaitu memastikan semua institusi sains negara, penyelidikan negara bekerjasama dengan universiti, dengan profesor atau pejabatan yang berkaitan, malah dengan sektor swasta, SIPAC namanya, kerana dia terlibat dalam bidang ini, tentunya akan juga memberikan perhatian penyelidikan, penelitian dalam bidang tenaga solar.
Anwar explained that Malaysia needs to be more competitive, especially in the fields of artificial intelligence usage, digital transformation, energy transition and other technologies in order to support economic diversification. He said exploration in these new fields can begin at the level of technical and vocational education and training or TVET through expertise sharing with relevant parties. Anwar added that the country needs to make significant changes that meet current needs and demands. At the same event, the Prime Minister once again emphasised that the federal government has never neglected any state government, including those in opposition states. Citing Terengganu as an example, Anwar noted that the development allocation for the state this year rose to 7.23 billion ringgit compared to 5.99 billion ringgit in 2022. This clearly disproves any allegations that the federal government has been allegedly withholding funds from the state.
Ada beberapa bidang keutamaan dan yang saya bincang yang belum pernah berlaku sebelum ini, iaitu di mana pimpinan kerajaan persekutuan, PM, TPM, Menteri Kanan, KSP, KPP, KSN, KSU semua duduk bersama dengan kerajaan negeri dan bincang keutamaan. Kadang-kadang keutamaan difikirkan di Putrajaya tak sama dengan keutamaan negeri.
Anwar added that several projects currently being planned in each state needs to be expedited for the well-being of the people. This includes flood mitigation projects, which must be prioritised. Additionally, Anwar said the commitment to eliminate hardcore poverty among the people should be given by all parties, including the state government. In this regard, he congratulated Terengganu and was thankful to the machinery of the state government, which has given good cooperation to the federal government so that the goal of eliminating hardcore poverty in the state could be achieved by the end of July.
10 tahun tragedi menyayat hati MH17 ditembak jatuh.
Romeo November Delta Malaysian 17.
Misi dapatkan kotak hitam di medan perang.
Fikiran tak ada lain, mungkin itu adalah ajal kita.
298 penumpang dan kru gugur.
So that is the time hit me the most. I cannot sleep.
Saksikan laporan khas memperingati sedekad MH17 di Buletin Utama TV3.
The National Service Training Programme, PLKN 3.0, is expected to commence mid-next year with 2 distinct phases. Defence Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Nordin on Wednesday told the Dewan Rakyat that the phases will involve a pre-phase at the school level engaging Form 4 students by June or July next year. According to Muhammad Khalid, the pre-PLKN phase at the school level will be implemented concurrently with the Gen Madani module by the Education Ministry. The basic phase, involving participants aged 17 and above in army camps for 45 days, is expected to commence in April 2026.
Walau bagaimanapun, projek rintis akan bermula pada Jun-Julai 2025 yang akan melibatkan 2 kem wataniah dengan sasaran penyertaan seramai 1,000 peserta.
Meanwhile, for the basic PLKN phase in public universities, it will begin with the intake of students for the 2026-2027 academic session. At the same time, he added that the government has approved for the ministry to reintroduce the program with a new concept and format. Last year, the ministry announced the imminent return of PLKN, with sessions to last 45 days and be held at the existing 13 army camps and 1 police camp. Police reports can still be made despite the police station gates being closed after 10 p.m. as a security control measure. The Home Ministry, in a statement clarifying Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail's response in the Dewan Rakyat on Tuesday, said that this serves as a guideline and precaution for police stations at risk of threats.
Tapi yang saya sebut semalam adalah tutup pagar, tutup gate. Saya tak sebut pun tutup balai polis. Dia beza tu. Kalau tutup gate, bermaksud tak adalah potensi ancaman mudah macam itu hari. Kalau ada orang awam nak buat aduan, tentulah anggota bertugas tu akan buka pintu pagar. Itu konteksnya.
During a question and answer session in the Dewan Rakyat on Tuesday, Saifuddin, in reply to a query from Datuk Sri Richard Riot, had said that police station gates would be closed after 10 p.m. as a security measure following the recent attack on the Ulu Tiram police station in Johor. He said the directive was to balance the need for safety and security for both police personnel and the public. Thailand announces new Senate replacing army-appointed lawmakers. This and more from the Foreign Front when we return.
Unexpected.
Hilarious lah, I would say.
Sangat santai. Wow.
Tanya, ternyata Saka Perawan ni lain dapat lain.
Classic horror comedy. You know, nowadays we don't have these kind of movies anymore.
Kemunculan selebriti yang legend.
Saya suka semua scene yang Bazli. Laju dia buat kerja.
Something yang ditunggu-tunggu di hujung.
9/10.
Solid 8 out of 10. Saya bagi 8.
Saya bagi 8.
8.
Menjadi pewaris tahta terakhir, beliau diduga dengan pengkhianatan. Dalam kegelapan rintangan, hadirnya cahaya cinta menjadi sumber kekuatan. Ami Siraja Begum, mulai 3 Julai, setiap Isnin hingga Khamis 4 petang, di Sonia TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Mestikah perlukan?
Adam dengan Khadijah mesti kahwin. Dah tak ada cara lain dah.
Saya ni cuma perempuan lorong je. Berbaloi tu Ustaz buat semua ni untuk saya.
I nak tahu perempuan mana yang dah berjaya tawan hati Adam.
Saya sayang awak. No.
Banyak perempuan. Abang dia boleh pilih pelacur.
Keluar sekarang! Keluar! Boleh lari! Berapa dah?
RM100,000.
Nur, Isnin hingga Khamis 10 malam di Samarinda TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
We're back with news from the Foreign Front. Thailand's Constitutional Court on Wednesday has set July 24th as the next hearing date for a case seeking the dismissal of Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin. The court revealed that its judges had discussed the senator's petition and aimed to gather more evidence before reaching a verdict, which is expected by September. It stated that more information, including evidence and from individuals that were previously summoned, were needed for the deliberation. The case against Srettha was launched following a complaint by 40 military-appointed senators in May. It seeks to remove the Prime Minister over the cabinet appointment of a lawyer, Pichit Chuenban, who served jail time for contempt of court. Pichit has since resigned, while Srettha denied any wrongdoing. Meanwhile, Thailand's Election Commission, EC, on Wednesday endorsed 200 new senators who will replace a military-appointed upper house, revealing a new legislative body that analysts said could make it harder for the ruling Pheu Thai party to govern. The new upper house will not have a role in voting to approve who becomes Prime Minister, but will retain the power to vet laws and appoint crucial members of powerful organisations like the EC and the Constitutional Court. EC Secretary-General Sawayang Boonmay said that there had been a delay in announcing the results of a complex Senate selection process that ended last month because of a number of complaints which have now been examined. The new Senate, which starts a 5-year term this month, also reflects the waning influence of Pheu Thai patriarch and former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, whose parties have dominated Thailand's politics till last year's election. France's left-wing alliance and President Emmanuel Macron's centrist bloc continued their battle to put together rival bids to form a government, as far-right leader Marine Le Pen on Wednesday said that blame for the political impasse lay squarely with Macron. Le Pen said that lawmakers are now in a quagmire since no one is able to know from what rank the Prime Minister will come or what policy will be pursued for the country. She also condemned pre-election deals which she claimed kept her National Rally RN party from power. Having topped the election, leftist leaders New Popular Front in the meantime stressed that they should run the government. However, without a deal yet on who could be Prime Minister, they are now facing growing competition from the right and centre. The unexpected outcome of Sunday's snap election, in which the leftists benefited from a surprise surge, but no group won an absolute majority, has plunged France into uncertainty with no obvious path to a stable government. In India, at least 18 people were killed and 19 others injured when a private double-decker sleeper bus collided with a milk tanker in Unnao district on Wednesday. According to authorities, the bus was going from Shiohar in Bihar to Delhi on the Lucknow-Agra expressway when the accident took place. Preliminary investigations showed that the bus may have been speeding when it struck the milk truck from behind, which led both vehicles to overturn. Following this, 18 bus passengers, including 2 women and a 10-year-old child, died in the accident. Authorities are now in the process of identifying the victims, and a probe has been launched to determine the exact cause of the accident. The Israeli army on Wednesday ordered all Palestinian civilians to leave Gaza City as it strikes UNRWA's headquarters a day after at least 27 people were killed and 53 injured in an Israeli attack on a school housing displaced civilians in Khan Yunis. The military urged all Palestinians to leave the city and head south, pressing ahead with a fresh offensive across the north, south and centre of the embattled territory. The Zionist regime informed people in Gaza of the evacuation order by dropping leaflets, urging all those in Gaza City to take 2 safe routes south to the area around the central town of Deir al-Balah. To date, at least 38,295 Palestinians have been killed and 88,241 wounded in Israel's war on Gaza since October 7th. 'Yamal fires Spain into Euro final. Sports when we come back.
Awak ni memang tak faham bahasa ke? Saya dah cakap dengan awak kan, jangan keluar suka-suka hati. Apa yang susah sangat nak dengar cakap? Awak memang suka lelaki lain tolong awak kan?
Fat memang nak tengok abang dengan Nela bercinta ke macam tu? Nela tu bukan level abang tau.
Kamu sayang ya Abang Noh?
Nasib baik tau. Kalau tak, bocor kepala tadi macam mana?
Betul lah. Tapi bocor pun, ada orang jaga.
Noh dan Naila, Isnin hingga Jumaat 7 malam di Akasia TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Terima kasih kepada followers yang sentiasa support saya. Memang awak lah orangnya.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much kepada kawan-kawan TikTok creator semua, influencer. Adik menang, go, adik menang.
Kita buat lagi gila. Sampai kita boleh buat lebih banyak. So thank you so much, kita.
We're back with sports, football and the 2024 Copa America. Lionel Messi was on target as world champions Argentina turned on the style to beat Canada 2-0 on Wednesday to reach the final, where they will look for a third straight major title. The 15-time Copa champions produced their best display of the tournament, and as in their 2022 World Cup triumph, they look to be peaking at the perfect moment. Argentina soaked up some early pressure before Manchester City's forward Julian Alvarez ghosted in between two defenders to open the scoring with a tidy finish in the 22nd minute. 8-time Ballon d'Or winner Messi had chances throughout the match and sealed the convincing 2-0 victory in the 51st minute when he diverted Enzo Fernandez's shot into the net. Argentina will take on either Uruguay or Colombia, who meet on Thursday in the final for the crown. Still on football, the 2024 Euro, Spain struck twice in 5 minutes in a pulsating first half to secure a 2-1 comeback win over France on Wednesday, as a record-breaking goal from teenager Lamine Yamal propelled them into the final. France struck early when Kylian Mbappe picked out Randal Kolo Muani, who headed in from close range for his side's first goal from open play at the tournament. Yamal levelled for Spain in the 21st minute when he launched a ferocious left-footed shot from outside the box into the net, making the 16-year-old the youngest scorer at a Euro or World Cup tournament. De La Roja then took the lead 4 minutes later when Dani Olmo fired home a half volley that deflected off France's Jules Koundé. The 2-1 scoreline remained unchanged until the final whistle, sending Spain into the final to meet either England or the Netherlands. Moving on to tennis, the 2024 Wimbledon Championships, defending champion Carlos Alcaraz Garcia returned to the semi-finals with an enthralling comeback win over American Tommy Paul on Tuesday. Having taken his Grand Slam tally to 3 at Roland Garros last month, Alcaraz pushed on in his quest to retain a major trophy for the first time and cement his big league status by rallying past Paul 5-7, 6-4, 6-2, 6-2. The Spaniard will now prepare for a semi-final rematch against Daniil Medvedev. Earlier, world number 1 Yannick Sinner was dumped out of the tournament by Medvedev in a grinding 5-set battle. A strange match full of momentum shifts, occasional fireworks and lulls was absorbing rather than thrilling, but the Russian did not care as he triumphed 6-7, 6-4, 7-6, 2-6, 6-3. The victory snapped Medvedev's 5-match losing sequence to Sinner and avenged his bitter defeat. In the women's category, Jasmine Paolini's breakthrough 2024 season now includes a slice of Italian history after the 28-year-old became the first woman from her country to reach the semi-finals at Wimbledon. 7th-seeded Paolini blazed past American Emma Navarro 6-2, 6-1 in just 58 minutes, setting up a meeting with experienced Croatian Donna Vekic. Earlier, an emotional Vekic reached her first-ever Grand Slam semi-final with a 5-7, 6-4, 6-1 comeback win against qualifier Lulu Sun. The 28-year-old Croatian, playing in her 43rd career Grand Slam, however, had to battle hard to halt the Cinderella run of the world number 123. With the win, Vekic becomes only the second Croatian woman to reach the semis, following Mirjana Lucic 25 years ago. Datuk Seri detained by MACC over false claims. The details after this short break.
Istimewa di MHI, dalam kesibukan mengejar kejayaan, kita harus imbangkan kehidupan dan kerjaya.
Gemar bersukan, ketahui kesannya terhadap jantung.
Tahap penguasaan bahasa Melayu semakin lemah, ketahui dan fahami Akta Bahasa Kebangsaan 1963.
Gaya hidup terkini, berkahwin tapi tak nak ada anak. Apakah implikasinya?
Bursa Malaysia mengalami penurunan, adakah ia berkaitan dengan ekonomi negara?
Segalanya dalam Malaysia hari ini, Isnin hingga Jumaat, juga stream melalui Tonton.
Berpaut pada jalan cerita yang sama.
Dalam masa 3 bulan, korang kahwin.
No way.
Mana ada pengantin lari? Pengantin perempuan dah hilang.
Bukan jodoh kami berdua ni.
Menyatukan jiwa yang selama ini saling mencari.
Awak jangan nak kutuk-kutuk saya.
Kalau tak,
Yelah, tiada besar, baru awak nak kahwin balik.
tapi tak jadi kan?
Pengantin pasti jadi. Mulai 11 Julai, Khamis hingga Sabtu 9 malam. Terbaru di Lestari TV3. Dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Bililah dia ni nak aman. Yang kecil macam tu pun nak gaduh.
Kau pakai spek mata tapi tak nampak orang kan? Mata kau tak mana ni?
Kat mana ni?
Sorry ya, saya luar hali. Tak letih tau. Tapi dengan cara you drive kereta tadi, kalau berlakunya kemalangan kat jalan raya,
kawasan tu memang banyak jenayah.
Polis confirm cari kau-kau punya ni.
Kata polis lembab lah. Itulah, inilah.
Polis Peronda setiap Jumaat 10 malam. Terbaru di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Back with us on Nightline. One of two young boys who were in critical condition after ingesting snacks laced with rat poison has died on Tuesday. 3-year-old Muhammad Akil Shauki died at the Pulau Pinang General Hospital at around 8:30 a.m. while his 2-year-old brother is still fighting for his life. The matter was confirmed by Kulim Deputy Police Chief Deputy Superintendent Safwan Matnoor on Tuesday morning. Police are currently awaiting the autopsy results of the child. The two brothers were being treated at the hospital's Pediatric Intensive Care Unit after eating what are believed to be poison-laced crackers in Kampung Padang Ubi, Labu Besar, Kulim in Kedah on Sunday. The two victims likely ingested the poisoned snacks, which were left hanging on a wire fence near their home and was meant to kill monkeys or wild animals encroaching the area. Meanwhile, the police have recorded statements from the victim's family as well as two other individuals aged 53 and 34 suspected of placing the snacks on the fence. No arrests have been made so far. A team from the Health Ministry had also visited the premises to inspect the property. It was learned that the team discovered a packet inscribed in Chinese language characters believed to be the rat poison. A strategic finance advisor who is a Datuk Seri has been detained by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC after submitting 150,000 ringgit in false claims related to the merger of two companies. An MACC source said the man in his 50s was arrested at 5 p.m. on Tuesday after giving a statement to the graft busters at their headquarters in Putrajaya. He is under remand until July 12th. The suspect is believed to have submitted the false claims in 2022 to assist with the merger of two corporate entities despite not carrying out the merger. MACC Investigation Division Senior Director Datuk Sri Hishamuddin Hashim said the case is being probed under the MACC Act 2009. The Sarawak Royal Malaysian Customs Department has achieved its largest drug seizure so far this year, confiscating drugs worth over 1.9 million ringgit at a courier company in Kuching on July 4th. The department's Sarawak Director Nurizan Yahya said two male suspects aged 19 and 24 who worked for a logistics company was arrested during the operation. The inspection revealed 10 large boxes inside the truck containing 60 packets of crystal-like substances believed to be drugs that was disguised as Guan Yi Wang tea. Laboratory tests confirmed that the packets contained methamphetamine or shabu. On July 7th, the suspects were remanded for 4 days at the Kuching Magistrates Court for investigation. Given the substantial quantity of drugs that were seized during the operation, Nurizan said it was believed that there might be more syndicate members who are still at large. The case is being investigated under the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. A 36-year-old man who was high on drugs led police on a 5-kilometre high-speed chase in Bayan Lepas, Pulau Pinang early on Tuesday. Police were also forced to fire a shot at the suspect's vehicle when he tried to run over a policeman. Southwest District Police Chief Superintendent Kamarul Rizal Jenal said in the 8 a.m. incident, a police team was conducting a traffic operation at Tun Dr. Lim Chong Yu Expressway. Police had stopped a van for inspection, but the suspect sped away, prompting police to give chase. Police reportedly fired a shot at the suspect's front tyre after he tried to ram the police, causing it to veer off the road before coming to a stop. The suspect was arrested at Jalan Dato' Ismail Hashim in Bayan Lepas. Initial investigations showed that the suspect did not have a driving license and has a criminal record. The suspect also tested positive for methamphetamine and is wanted over a drug-related case. The case is being investigated under Section 307 of the Penal Code for attempted murder and Section 39 of the Firearms Act. As Nightline draws to a close this time around, let's take a look at a horse riding festival held in Algeria to mark its 62nd independence anniversary. The performance symbolises the acts of Algerian resistance movements and is considered Algerian customs and traditions since ancient times. With that, I'm Azaria Tagaya. Thank you for tuning in and we'll see you next time.